Quaylon's secret revealed. Welcome back to the Tracie Trendy Show, my lovelies. Welcome one, welcome all. Any newcomers, hop on board. Okay, my lovelies, here is some tea that Quaylon is revealing, okay? Now, he's been going through some things, and I had mentioned that earlier in one of my videos. I said he was spiraling. That video titled Quaylon Spiraling. Anyway, he is revealing a big reveal. He says that people say that he has a lot of anger inside of him. He said the real issue is that he suffers, and he suffers from bipolar and high anxiety. So he's revealing that he has a mental illness. So he says, take me as I am, because I am who I am, and what I'm not, see, I'll never be. So he says he suffers bipolar and PST. That's what it was. PTSD, bipolar, and high anxiety. So that's three things. Three things. And I was always wondering, like, something off. Something off about Quaylon. He's all over. He's scattered. He's smoking weed. He's drinking. He's always hanging out in parking lots and things like that. And so he wants us to know why he's so seemed to be in balance. I didn't see a lot of anger in him, only with that blowout he had on this last episode of Love After Lockup that he had a blow up with, Yellowbone. Okay, so he wants us to know this. He says facts. They never offered me any resources, and they, meaning the prison system, they never offered me any resources until 6 months from me coming home. Then they want to try to cram me with a bunch of pamphlets and packages on what I suffer from. But what about the 11 and a half years I just did? What about them 2 years they had me in solitary confinement? They diagnosed a N-word and then tried to feed me medication. But the same medication I seen changed some of my ends, so I refused and worked on self-forgiveness. Or that's what, if it's not up to your standards, don't play victim like I never gave you a heads up. So he's telling you, let me read that again. He says he's working on self-forgiveness, and if it's not up to our standards, he says don't act like a victim and act like I never told you that I'm going through some things. He has 3 conditions that he's suffering through. He refuses to take any medication, and I don't know if he's seeing a therapist, but he should. He should explore every option out there. Lamar Odom had explored everything, and he finally found the right treatment for himself. And a lot of times in jail, they're not going to give you the best treatment. So and then even on the outside. So you really have to explore. A lot of people are saying, trust in God, trust in God. Yeah, well, God helps those who help themselves. You can't expect to change a chemical imbalance in your body. You can't expect to do that. You have to actively help yourself, just like it is a physical condition. Treat it just as seriously as a physical condition. Don't poo-poo on any other stuff. Go to treatment. I'm not saying medication. I'm just saying if you tried everything and it's not working, and maybe consider it. Not saying you have to, but anyway, just don't say no because I saw what it did in prison. There's other options out there. So anyway, somebody said people like us are always judged. People don't understand what mental illness is and how it affects people. Getting help is also difficult. Going and getting help is the first step. Then you get on the medications that you find out are thousands of dollars a month. And without insurance, you're screwed. That's why we have so many untreated mental illnesses out there. And it's very sad. I wish you nothing but the best. Haters are going to hate. Crazy people are the best people. He liked that post. Quaylon liked that post. So that is a thought I never thought of, okay? And I remember Quaylon posted about when he got out, no one helped him do this and no one helped him do that. And I'm like, you are well past 18 years old, you need to do this for yourself. But I have to remember, he was in prison at 17. So I always got my hand held, you know, like fill out college application, do this, you know, until you probably around 20-ish, and then you're like, you on your own. You're like, I showed you the ropes and how to go to the doctor by yourself and all this. So really, no one helped Quaylon. He was 17 and is tossed back into the real world. And now, what's Quaylon in his 20s, late 20s? And he's never had those initial helps, you know, those little stages where people walk you through, okay, like, oh, you're 17, oh, you're 18, okay, this is what you do when you go to the doctor, this is what you do, this is that. He said they handed him pamphlets, and he's been saying that earlier in another post, and no one's walked him through on how to get help. So his mom, sisters, or some guys in the family need to sit Quaylon down. Get those prison pamphlets, because there may be some resources that can help you, Quaylon, if you're, or anybody's listening. Go back, dig that up, and see what can help you. And keep knocking on those doors, so the squeaky wheels get the help. Okay? You just try it once and be quiet, scatter, because it didn't work out the first time. You're gonna get ignored. That's just the way things go. So someone needs to help Quaylon. He does need that hand holding. He said he needed it earlier. And I was like, you grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass man. But really, he has arrested development, really. He's really just a teenager. So anyway, someone else says, I dealt with men in the system, and one told me the things that they go through, the things that they witness are inhumane. I didn't ask any question because I could see the pain. Good energy to you, brother. I would suggest maybe a male therapist to help you, because what you went through alone, you shouldn't have to figure out how to heal alone. Much luck to you. So Quaylon liked that post as well. So hopefully, not only liking these posts, Quaylon also take some of the advice that some of his fans are offering him to probably get a male therapist, and you know, and not that that matters. I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but sometimes gender does help in the healing process, or you know, maybe you know that he can identify more with the male. Then yes, go seek out treatment, and he might have to get on some kind of plan, or go back to the resources the prison gave him so he can get something to pay for these high medications, because these psychotropic medications are very expensive. So that is true. I didn't think about that. You know, not only do you find the right medication, if you're lucky, you got to find a way how to pay for it if you don't have adequate health insurance. So yes, he's got a lot. So I suggest, Quaylon, you go dig up those prison pamphlets. If you cannot find them, go online and dig them up, or ask for them again. So yeah, so Quaylon was dealing with a lot, and I think when Chevelle was trying to get him to just marry and be a husband and a father, that was too much. Just like it's too much for Doug Sr. and Rachel, you know, to be in that marriage and family role, it was too much for Quaylon as well. He did not live out his teen years, okay? He had arrested development. He didn't live the teen years out. You can't throw two roles on him. Provider, actually it's three. Provider, husband, and father. That's three roles. That's too much. That's too much, especially when you're dealing with 3 mental illnesses. So, yeah, that was just too much, and I hope he gets the help and seeks it. I'm glad he was sharing this information, so if, you know, maybe it'll help not only him, but it will help others as well. All right, my lovelies, what do you guys think about that big reveal? What do you guys think about that? You guys, drop me a line, hit the subscription bell, notification bell, so you can always get this tea, and share if you care. All right, my lovelies, I will check you all on the flip side.